When you have your firstborn, can I have it? Because that is going to be one special baby.
Dolly Parton just asked Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce for their firstborn child, and somehow it is the most charming thing anyone has said about this couple all year. The country music legend recorded a personal video message for the newlyweds, and by the time she was finished, she had thanked them 3 times over, made a joke that sent the internet into a spiral, and closed the whole thing by singing to them. It is exactly the kind of moment only Dolly could pull off.
So thank you, and know that I will always love you.
Here's what happened. Ahead of their wedding, Taylor and Travis quietly made a $2 million donation to Dolly's Imagination Library, the childhood literacy program that mails free books to children from birth through age 5, regardless of what their family can afford. Dolly found out, and rather than issuing some polished statement through a representative, she pulled out her phone and recorded a message directly to the couple. She opened by addressing them by name, explaining she had just been told about the donation, and then simply said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." She described herself as blown away and overjoyed with gratitude. Then she made the observation that has been quoted everywhere since, noting that it is clearly evident these two have made giving back a genuine key part of their lives.
Taylor and Travis, it's Dolly, and I was just told that you two are making a donation of $2 million to my Imagination Library. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm blown away and overjoyed with that gratitude. Now, it's evident that you two have made giving back a key part of your lives.
And that is when she landed the joke. She asked casually that when they have their firstborn, could she please have it, because that is going to be one special baby.
When you have your firstborn, can I have it? Because that is going to be one special baby.
It is a perfect Dolly line, delivered with the kind of warmth that makes it land as affection rather than anything strange. And it is not entirely without precedent either, given that Dolly is already the godmother to another major pop star. So the woman clearly has a track record of collecting famous godchildren. She then explained the mission behind her foundation, the idea of dreaming more, caring more, learning more, and being more, and promised that thanks to their generosity, that mission would continue in even bigger ways. Then she signed off by telling them to know that she will always love them, singing the line rather than saying it, turning her own most famous song into a personal thank you note.
The mission of the Dollywood Foundation is to dream more, care more, learn more, and be more. And thank you again for your very generous gift. And we'll continue that mission, even in bigger ways now with your money. So thank you, and know that I will always love you.
What makes it hit even harder is the context around that donation, because the $2 million to Dolly's literacy program was only one piece of what the couple quietly did that week. In total, Taylor and Travis donated $26 million across more than 20 organizations nationwide, a list that included food banks, children's hospitals, hunger relief groups, and animal welfare organizations. Confirmed by Taylor's longtime publicist that giving happened in the days leading up to their wedding, without any announcement, without a press release, and without anyone finding out until well after the fact. Most couples send out a registry asking for gifts. These two quietly redirected tens of millions of dollars to causes across the country, and then said nothing about it. The generosity is only one side of what life looks like for this family right now, because the other side is considerably more complicated. Because Jason Kelce recently opened up about how dramatically his own life has changed since his brother started dating Taylor, and the details are genuinely eye-opening. Speaking on a football podcast, Jason revealed that he now travels with a bodyguard, something that was never part of his life before, even during his own successful NFL career.
I never thought I would, but it's good to have a travel buddy. It's good to have a guy around that has some sense of continuity, especially when you're going, between 3 and 4 things sometimes.
His explanation for why was refreshingly self-aware. He joked that you end up hiring security not so much to protect yourself, but to protect you from doing something stupid, explaining that simply having someone there tends to diffuse situations before they escalate into anything ugly.
You end up getting a bodyguard, not so much to protect you, but it's to protect you from doing something stupid. And I think that having a Dutch around diffuses a lot of situations.
He was quick to add that nothing serious has actually happened and that the overwhelming majority of people they encounter are wonderful.
Luckily, we really haven't had anything pop up. Like, the vast majority of people are awesome.
Jason described the shift in attention as something that had been gradual for years, right up until his brother went public with Taylor, at which point it took what he called a very big flip. Suddenly, an entirely new demographic of fans was interested not just in him, but in his whole family, his parents, his wife, his 4 young daughters.
I went from very much being dominated by, large fat men coming up to me and shaking my hand and thanking me for being an Eagle to little girls. It was quite a shift of people that became fans. It was definitely gradual, and then it just was a very big flip, obviously, when Taylor and Travis started dating and that.
An entire family that had been famous in football circles was now famous in a completely different, far larger way, essentially overnight. And this is not the first time Jason has talked about the security realities that came with it. He previously revealed that Travis had to completely move out of his Kansas City home for safety reasons because people were simply staying outside his house. The detail that makes it truly unsettling is what happened next. On the very first day in his new place, inside a gated community, someone knocked on the window of his back door. That is the reality this family quietly adjusted to while the rest of the world watched the fairy tale unfold. There have also been reports suggesting Travis has found the security dynamic difficult in a different way, with claims that he instinctively tries to guide Taylor through crowds himself, only for professional security to take over within seconds. According to those accounts, he wants to be her protector, and it has been an adjustment to accept that a highly trained team will always be 10 steps ahead of him. Those specific claims come from anonymous sourcing rather than anything Travis has said himself, so they are worth taking lightly. What he has said on the record, though, fits the general picture. He once joked that during a viral date night, if he had actually shoved one of Taylor's security guards, the man probably would have turned around and tased him.
If I would have pushed him, he probably would have turned around and tased me.
Away from all the logistics and bodyguards, one relationship inside this family has quietly become one of its most interesting. Because Taylor and Kylie Kelce are now officially sisters-in-law, and the story of how that bond formed is more layered than most people realize. Kylie was one of the very few people on the planet who knew Taylor and Travis were dating before Taylor ever appeared at that first Chiefs game in September of 2023. For years since, she has effectively served as a custodian of their privacy, repeatedly declining to share details even when the entire internet was demanding them, which is exactly what she did again when discussing the wedding recently.
Anything else you can check in with Taylor and Travis about, because any of the details that they want to share, they can share.
The two women first met in person in January of 2024 at a playoff game in Buffalo, and Kylie has spoken warmly about Taylor consistently ever since. She is also, realistically, the only person alive who could give Taylor genuine advice about what it actually means to marry into this particular family. Kylie described the Kelces years ago as a pretty small family, admitting it takes a bit of adjustment, but adding that it feels warm and inviting in the way a big family does, and that hopping in felt like second nature. Worth noting for the sake of accuracy, there have also been reports suggesting the two are not especially close in the best friends sense, with sources pointing out they are simply in very different phases of life. Taylor's world is full of famous friends and global tours, while Kylie is raising 4 young daughters and juggling everything that comes with that. Those same reports were careful to stress that the love between them is completely genuine, and that things have grown closer since the engagement. So the honest picture is probably not a daily group chat friendship, but something arguably more valuable: real mutual respect and total loyalty, particularly around protecting each other's privacy. And then there is everything the internet has decided to invent in the absence of actual information. Because with the couple staying almost entirely silent since the wedding, the speculation vacuum has been filled by an increasingly strange cottage industry of psychic predictions. Multiple self-described celebrity psychics have publicly claimed to know exactly what comes next for Taylor and Travis, with one predicting they will welcome a baby in a specific upcoming year, Another claiming a tarot reading revealed twin daughters are on the way, and another mapping out an entire future career pivot, including a tour name and route that supposedly already exists. It is worth being direct about what that content actually is. These are not reports. There are no sources inside anyone's camp, no leaked documents, and no confirmations of any kind. They are psychics making predictions about a couple they have never met. And those predictions get packaged into headlines because the appetite for any information about Taylor and Travis is currently bottomless. Notably, Dolly Parton's joke about wanting their firstborn is the only baby-related comment in this entire cycle that came from an actual person with an actual relationship to the couple, and even hers was clearly delivered as a punchline rather than a prediction. Stepping back from all of it, here's what these past few weeks have actually revealed. Dolly Parton thanked Taylor and Travis for a $2 million donation to her childhood literacy program with a personal video, joked about claiming their firstborn, and signed off by singing her most famous song to them, all as part of a broader $26 million giving spree the couple never publicized. Kelce revealed he now travels with a bodyguard because of how dramatically his family's fame shifted after his brother went public with Taylor, on top of previously confirming that Travis had to move houses entirely for safety reasons. Taylor and Kylie's relationship has settled into something built on genuine loyalty and shared discretion rather than constant closeness, and in the absence of any real news from the couple themselves, psychics have stepped in to fill the silence with predictions nobody should take seriously. Put together, it paints a picture of a family navigating something genuinely unprecedented, enormous privilege and enormous generosity on one side, bodyguards, relocations, and strangers knocking on windows on the other. And through all of it, the people closest to this couple keep choosing the same thing over and over again, protecting each other's privacy and letting the actual details stay exactly where they belong, which is with Taylor and Travis themselves. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.